Celtic go top of the league as they defeat nine-man Hearts, and this ain't the only game with 9 men in it, because we all like 9 men, don't we? But aye, Rangers, of course, jobbed out with 9 men against Hibs, and in the other game that's Glasgow against Edinburgh, there was another team that went down to 9 men. But we kick off the game. There's a few early offsides. Celtic, like you'd expect, pressuring from the goal. Well, the whistle from the goal. There's no goal. It's just whistle time, sucker. Few early offsides, and pretty much immediately Celtic get in, and it's just a Furuhashi special. Where the ball is just basically, it's run down the wing, it's whipped across with pace, and then Furuhashi taps it in. Like, see Furuhashi, like, I can't think of a good goal he scored in terms of, like he's been like 20 yards out and he struck it for distance. Like, literally every single goal he scores has been a tap in, which there's no problem with. Like, I mean, if you get the goals, you get the goals, but I mean, it's just typical Furuhashi goal and typical poacher's goal. Being honest, Civic though, absolute shit here. Not good at all. But at the same time, what do we expect from Civic, man? The guy's shite. We seen midweek I'll say midweek Thursday there against Surrey. He was absolute shite, and here he's the exact same. Hearts didn't really do much in this first half. Hearts playing a much weakened team, by the way. Mackay Shanklin didn't feature until later on, which I think is the right decision, because, I mean, not that you just give up in this game, but the Europa League game's bigger, Like, realistically, Hearts, it's going to take a lot for them to challenge Rangers and Celtic, while they're literally a game from the Europa League group stages, so you may as well put focus into that. And I think it was definitely right, but another ball's whipped in. Meda has a free header. And he heads it down. But it's no Craig Gordon that saves it. It's Ross Stewart. Whoever the fuck this guy is. So Ross Stewart, man. And that basically ends it. Celtic, very disappointing. A lot of the Celtic fans, not groaning but there was a lot of, they were worried about their team here in this game. And we kick off the second half. Hearts dominating for the get-go. A couple of corners. Not many clear-cut chances. There wasn't many chances like where Joe Hart came to much danger. But I mean, there really wasn't. We had Greg Taylor doing a really bad back pass that resulted in a corner, and then which didn't lead to anything. Then Hearts get a free kick, and it's absolute pish. It doesn't. I think it hits the second man, and it's like Hearts need to be. They need to make these chances count, especially when they've actually got a bit of height. Because the Celtic team, I mean, it's a decent enough size, but I mean, apart from their two centre backs, the rest of the team are midgets. And Joe Hart, so when 8 out of the 11 players are quite small, Hart should have capitalised on that. They didn't. I mean, if he was good in the air, you could almost accept them being shite defensively, but he's not. Celtic then create a chance more or less straight after this. I think it was who was it? I think it was O'Reilly gets on it. Good save for Stewart. Hatate then hits it, misses it. I mean, I wouldn't say it's unforgivable for not getting on target, but realistically, he should have made it 2-0 here. At this point, Andy Halliday had to get subbed off. We then seen multiple corners, but again, Joe Hart either punching them away or they just resulted in nothing. And at this point, this was the 64th minute. We saw Mackay and Shanklin get brought on. Celtic then get a corner. Then Hearts go on a counter attack, but as it's flicked back towards Ross Stewart, I think it's Giamakis passes it straight through to Jens, and fuck it, man, if this is anyone other than Jens, this is probably 2-0 at this point. It ain't though. Celtic late on, I mean, I wouldn't say they're crumbling, but literally Hearts are the only team going forward. Giannelli going on a run, Mackay going on a run, but then it kind of just absolutely died. Hearts go down to 10 men, and it's I mean, even down to 10 men, I'm actually surprised why Hearts weren't flinging bodies going forward from earlier. They really weren't. It was a bit fucking weird why they weren't. But Cochrane gets sent off in the 89th minute, and then literally 2 minutes later, Civic gets sent off. I mean, the Cochrane one, it's a red, definitely, no two eyes about it, but I don't get the Giamakis, no, not Giamakis, the Civic one. He's on a second yet, and he just pulls him. So fucking stupid. Civic having an absolute shiter yet again. Giamakis has, I think it was Giamakis has a shot, keeper somehow saves it, and then Civic sent off, as we say, down to 9 men. At this point, there's only a couple of minutes to go. Last kick of the game. Giamakis scores, makes it 2-0. It's the final nail in the coffin for Hearts. And you know what? They actually held it pretty well, but they should have went for it earlier. And I mean, like, you can't say that going down to 10 and 9 men really affected that. Like, why aren't they going for it in the 80th minute? Like, albeit around the 80th minute, they were. Celtic did sit back a lot, but Hearts weren't exactly piling bodies forward. So, on that note, Hearts sit top. Hearts sit top of the league. They wish to sit top of the league at Celtic. 2 points ahead of Rangers now. Disappointing weekend for the Jars, and aye. So it's Edinburgh getting pumped in the derbies, apart from the Rangers. Well, me only was two, like, but you know, Glasgow won, neutral one, and then Edinburgh nil. But until next time, Celtic sit at top of the league.